So anytime I'm talking to somebody who believes in a religion, at some point they're going to ask, if you don't believe in God, then how do you have morals? If you don't have faith, then how do you have anything to hope for? If you don't believe in heaven or hell, then how do you know that you know what's going to happen? What's keeping you from killing everybody and doing whatever you want to do right now? All these type questions, and I'm sure there's many more. Comment down below some of the questions that you've had people ask you. But the first thing that I want you to understand is that these questions presupposes that the person asking the question is right. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your Coach Renz, and I want to thank everybody for being here, all my patrons, all my subscribers, everybody who likes this video. Please continue to share it and comment in the bottom so that we can get more people on this channel. Now, before we go any further, I did a video about relationships earlier today, and I want you guys to go over to the Coach Renz page and check out that video. It's great. I put a link to the video down at the bottom, and subscribe to that channel as well. I want that channel to catch up with this channel and subscribers. All right, we want to get that done. Now, over the years, I've had many conversations with people, and they always ask me if I can describe what does God mean to me. What is God? And I've always expressed to them that I believe that there is an intelligent mind at work, that there is an intelligent designer, but I don't believe that this being, if it is a being that's corporal, is got his fingers twiddling around with everybody like we're puppets and making decisions and pushing us this way or pushing us that way. Because if it did, then there would be no such thing as free will. Plus, I don't think it's out here looking to see what's good, what's bad. I want to put everybody in hell, torment you. I wouldn't want to. If I went to heaven, as they speak, and met this God and say, okay, God, you told a very few people about you. All those people who didn't hear about you, they're burning in hell. You're not a good God. I can't hang out with you. I don't want to be with you, dude. Or even people who lived a great life, did what they were supposed to, took care of their families, were good husbands, good wives, good kids. You know, they died. They were early, 14, 15, 17 years old. They died. They didn't believe in you. They believed in another being or whatever. And they're all burning in hell. Wouldn't want to hang out with that dude for eternity. So, when people ask me these questions, one of the ones that I think about most often is the one about the morality question. Where do you get your morality from? How can you have morality? I think it's an asinine kind of question, personally, because it presupposes that the only way you can get morality is through religion. Well, let's go ahead and break that down, if you will. One of the Buddhist Zen masters, as well as in the Tao, it talks about the fact that if you want to see a Zen master, go find a baby. In the Bible, Jesus is often saying, hey, you want to see somebody who's closer to God, go find the little children. Or he says, come to me as little children. All of them refer to little kids as being closer to the understanding and divinity of God and their own inner divinity. So when I was younger and I had my children, when my kids were first born, I used to watch my kids. I used to experiment with my kids. I used to do certain things to see what their reaction was going to be. My kids hadn't learned the idea of sharing or what's mine when they were but 5, 6 months old. But like many parents, I would put my mouth at the back end of their bottle while they're sucking down their bottle. And my girl, my first oldest baby, she always wanted to share her bottle. My middle child, she never wanted to share. She'd get mad, she'd start crying. That boy, it depends. Sometimes he let me share, sometimes not. His mom, he let her share all the goddamn time. Still mad at you, Lincoln, about that. But anyhow, I noticed the difference. That they weren't taught how to share, especially the first child, because she was the only child. There was nothing to share. There was no one else to share with. Nobody taught her that. And innately in her character, she is a loving, caring, nurturing kind of person. I mean, she tries to mother her brother and sister all the time. My middle child is more fair. My son, when it comes to me, he's When it comes to his mom, he's all in. Little joker. Still mad about that too, Lincoln. So, I used to watch my children. I used to do all kinds of things to them and with them to see if they just naturally gravitated to the ideas of love, to the ideas of sharing, to the ideas of caretaking, to the ideas of happiness and joy. I just watched them, and I noticed that they didn't start to learn possessions and mine until they were listening to us. You see, they hear everything you say. They hear everything whoever they're around, they hear everything they say, and they start to pick up on these things. And then they start to develop their own ideas. But before they develop those ideas, things were just things. There's no reason not to go pick up the remote control. It's just there. There's no reason to not go pick up another kid's toy. It's just there. It's there. I want to play with it. I'm going to go play with it. They weren't thinking that they were stealing. They weren't thinking they were doing something wrong. They weren't thinking that they was taking something that belonged to somebody else. It's a toy. I want to play with it. It's a rabbit. I want to pet it. It's food. I want to eat it. To them, there was no right nor wrong with it. Now, if the baby has no right or wrong with simply seeing food and consuming it, and they're supposed to be closer to the Creator, then to see an apple on an apple tree and you go and pick it, you should go pick it and consume it. But because the tree is on somebody's orchard, it belongs to their property, you go pick it, now you're stealing, you're trespassing. We create these ideas ourselves. Now, everybody has the freedom to live. Everybody should be able to live. So even the first person, any person who over time who took someone's life, you knew it was wrong because it's something that you wouldn't want done to yourself. And generally that's how babies are. That's how children are. They don't want you, they generally will refrain from doing something that they wouldn't want done to themselves unless they've learned it by watching you. Now if they watch you bully someone, they're going to bully. If they watch you beat them for no apparent reason, they're going to beat other people for no apparent reason. If a boy watches his father beat his mother, he generally will beat his wife. Generally, children will mimic what they have seen. But when they were infants, when they were 1-year-olds, they just did. They just existed. They had a morality, and that morality was do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But yet we want to say that the only way you can have a morality is if later on you learn about Jesus, Krishna, Allah, Buddha, all these other different beings and teachers and whatever you want to call them. Then we have morality. If you go find one of these tribes that's been living in the middle of nowhere, detached from what we call civilization, they have morality. They know the difference between murder. They know family. They know love. They know hate. They know jealousy. They know aggression. They know envy. They know all these things. And they never had your religion. But yet they have the morality of sharing. Ubuntu, they know it. They have that morality of sharing. Lincoln, he ain't got it with his father. Got it with his mother. Still mad about that, Lincoln. But everybody else, these people, they develop it anyway. They develop it anyway. Now, do we develop negative connotations about things? Of course we do. We're human. We're human. We become selfish. We become possessive. We become this is mine and that is mine. I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you. I have more than you. I'm better than you. My skin is this color. My skin is that color. I'm a male. I'm a female. We develop all these things. We're human. We're going to find a negative pathway to something. But when we were babies, we didn't look for the negative pathway. Things just were. So where is your morality? Your morality comes from watching your parents, watching everybody around you, your friends, family, anybody that you interact with. That's where your morality came from. So regardless of your religion, your morality didn't come from your religion. It came from the people around you. Because if you were around Muslim, your morality is more like a Muslim person. But then it depends on what kind of Muslim. Where were you? Were you in Saudi Arabia? Were you in Bahrain, Dubai? Are you in America? Are you black? Are you white? Are you Asian? Were you in China? Where was your morality based on Islam going to be definitely based on the culture that you grew up in? That's where it is. That's where your morality comes in. So like when Steve Harvey said that I wouldn't talk to an atheist because they have no barometer of morality, that was an asinine statement. Makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. It just shows that he's not that intelligent and doesn't think deeply about things. And y'all bought his book. But hey, that's it. That's what it is. I'm not hating on the man. He spoke his opinion. So people ask that question. Then the other one that they ask a lot is, where's your faith, your hope? Where's your faith? You have to hope for things. I don't believe in hoping for things. I believe in manifesting, making things be. Things either are or they are not. Doesn't your book say, let your yes be your yes and your no's be your no's? I believe in that 100%. When I say yes to you, then it is yes. If I say no to you, then it is no. There is no hope for me to change or for that to change. Now, do I have desires for things to manifest and they don't always manifest and I'm working towards them? Yes, but guess what I just said? I'm working towards them. I'm not sitting here waiting for some divinity to come and give me the money, give me the car, give me the wife, give me the house, all those sorts of things, build my business. No, I got to do the marketing for Uncle Ren's Popcorn. I got to do the marketing for Coach Ren's. You got to do the work. If you're sitting here saying faith is things hoped for, but there's no evidence of it, however that saying goes, then you're foolishness. That is foolishness, pure and unadulterated foolishness. This is why those who are in your church, who are wealthy, who have great relationships, but they put in the work, are receiving what you call blessings. I call it cause and effect, but they're receiving blessings because they're doing the work required to create the blessings, the cause and effect. They're doing the work, whereas you're not. You'll say, yes, that's right, because work without faith is dead. Exactly. So why are you sitting here with just your faith on and not doing the work? Not doing the work. And there's work to be done at all levels. All levels. And then I have to ask, where is your faith? You see, I know if I do certain things, it's going to have an effect. And if I don't get the effect that I want, then I have to rearrange how I'm doing things to get my effect. Right? I know that I have to keep a definiteness of purpose in my brain, a clear understanding of what I'm looking to, results I'm looking to get, and work towards those results, and make sure that I have the right associations around me, that I'm in the right environment, that I'm always clicking on all cylinders to manifest what it is that I want. Whereas you're sitting there in faith hoping, but you're still sitting around negative people. You're not doing your day-to-day activities to facilitate that in your life, and you're hoping that something happens for you. And does it always work out for me? No. Does sometimes shit just happen for you? Sure it does. It does, but there was some cause and effect to that. But most of the time it doesn't work out for you. But I have a really serious question about faith, and I'm going to end this video on this point. People claim that they have faith all the time. They have faith that, and this one may hurt some of your feelings, and I'm not trying to do this to hurt anyone's feelings, but you believe in heaven and hell. You have a parent, grandparent, child, they pass away. That child believes what you believe. You believe that child, that parent, that grandparent is going to heaven. You believe that based on your belief, you're going to heaven too. So you're going to see them. You didn't lose them. So why are you still grieving for them? Why are you still grieving for them? If you know that this is just a short temporary time that you'll be without them, why are you grieving? Are you unsure if they're in heaven? Are you unsure if you're going to go to heaven? For what cause do you have to grieve when you believe that you're going to see them again? You lost them on this plane of existence. They're not here on this plane. Even though you may claim they talk to you, you feel them, their presence is here, which I do believe in the energy of people and the consciousness that, hey, we can work Jacob's ladder. They was going up and down the different levels. The Islam talk about the different levels of heaven. Hey, different dimensional planes, as above, so below. Law of correspondence. So, but why are you still crying? Why are you still depressed? Why are you still suffering? My grandmother left this existence. My grandfather left this existence. I miss them for a while. Every now and then I have a moment where I really would wish that they were right here. Like, I really wish they would have got a chance to meet my kids, Sydney, Simone, and Lincoln. I believe my grandfather would have had a good time with Lincoln especially, and he would have spoiled my girls, and my grandmother would have spoiled every last one of them. So I really wish they were here. Sometimes I miss that. I miss her embrace. But because I believe in the conscious elevation, I'll connect with them consciously again. So I don't cry and whine. I don't find myself in depression over the fact that they're not in this existence. So why are you, if you have faith that they're in heaven? If they're in samadhi, if they're in wherever you call it, if they're in nirvana, why are you crying? Why are you sad? If you have that faith, why are you sick? If you have that faith, why are you poor? Again, you're going to go back to faith without works. But if you have that faith, why aren't you doing the work? If you have that faith, why are you living in fear? Why do you live in fear if you have that faith? If you have that faith, you should not be fearful of any business venture. If you have that faith, you should not be fearful of any relationship venture. If you have that faith, you shouldn't be afraid of moving. You shouldn't be afraid of changing your life. You shouldn't be afraid of anything if you have that faith. So I have to ask you one more time, where is your faith? You see, me, I don't believe in hope. I don't believe in sitting up here waiting. My faith, if you want to call it, is in cause and effect. Is in the law of mentalism, the Hermetic laws, as above, so below. If I think a thing, see a thing, meditate on a thing, figure it out, then I go into some deep planning of the thing, and then commit my actions to it, increase my vibration that should bring that thing to me. And if it's not moving me up the polarity scale, then I have to reevaluate my plan. Is there enough nurturing in it? Is there enough action in it? And determine my actions, my nurturing, and then go back into it and vibrate again. If the frequency is the right frequency, then I'll move up the scale of it, and I'll start to see the results that I desire. And as I get the results, I'll keep vibrating faster and faster, heating it up until I get the fullness of it. And then once I get the fullness of it, I evaluate the next level that I want to go to and start to vibrate at that level as well. I don't need faith. I don't need it. There's no need for faith. It's called wisdom. It's called wisdom. The wisdom of the knowledge that I have and the actions that I take. You take knowledge, you take action, you smack them together, and then look at the results to see if they're giving you the results you desire. Bam! You got yourself some wisdom. You got yourself some power. And then when you got that kind of power, guess what? You start to manifest everything it is that you want. When you're not worried about everybody else's emotions and how they feel about it, and if they're going to be mad, happy, or sad, when you're not worried about all those kind of things, and you're just moving forward and creating and manifesting what you desire, boom, you good. You good. Matter of fact, another little plug. That video that I'm talking about, I asked a question. There was a couple I knew. They were married to 2 other people. They realized they should be together. After a time, they decided to do what's best for them, and they got together. They've been married for over 40 years, and they're just as happy as they want to be. Were they wrong? Were they wrong? Go over to that video and comment on that one. Go over to that video and listen to the whole thing. Comment on that video about that. But yeah, I don't need faith. I don't need faith. I don't need the hope for some pie in the sky. I deal with what I know what I can do, and I know what I can manifest. And then once I get to the part that I've manifested what I know I can right now, then I up the game, up the ante to manifest at a higher level. It's that simple. It's that simple. Are there setbacks? Sure. Do I have to regroup and rethink and change my activity? Sure. But what I don't have to do is sit around every Sunday. You go, you lay down your prayers, you lay down what you have faith in, and then you pick it back up and take it with you. And now you're taking it back with you. You know what that says? It says you have no faith. If you worked in an office and your boss came over to you and said, this is the project that I need for you to do. I'm going to give you all the, I need you to do this, give you all the line items that you need to take care of. But then after he gives you all the line items, he picks it back up and takes it over to his desk and start doing it himself. Or just let it sit on the desk and then come back to you wondering, well, why didn't you do it? I'm going to give you these line items again. And then picks it back up and take it back to his desk and let it sit there. And then come back again. I'm going to give you these line items again. Why aren't you doing them? And then takes it back and goes back and forth in that cycle. You would say that that boss has no faith in you. You're going to the altar. You're going into prayer every day, every Sunday, every Saturday, every Friday. You're going into your system. You're giving all your instructions, paying all your prayers out. But then you take them with you because you don't have faith that it's going to be. So what I say is, instead of having faith, learn how to use the Hermetic laws, the universal laws. Learn how to use the law of thought, the law of mentalism, law of vibration, correspondence. Learn how to use the laws of polarity and the law of rhythm. Swing your life into the direction that you desire to have it be in your relationships, your money, your spirituality, and every aspect of who you are. When you do that, then you'll start to manifest things, and you'll realize that you never needed faith. You never needed faith. Just the works. Just the work. Do the work. Do the work and know that you can accomplish it. See, it's not faith, it's knowing. I have knowing, so I don't need faith. So you can have knowing because you don't need faith. So as soon as you free yourself to be yourself, then you'll realize that your greatness is non-negotiable. So click link, click, subscribe, hit the bell icon, because I'm either going to do a live tonight or tomorrow night. And that live is going to be the worst thing that came out of the Nicene Council. You might be surprised at what the worst thing that came out of the Nicene Council was, in my opinion. So y'all have a great day. Remember, free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. And comment down in here. Do you have faith or do you have knowing? Do you have faith or do you have knowing? I want to know. Which one do you have? Faith or knowing? All right? I want to know. And if you have some stories, I want to hear your stories. So let's talk about it.